people say we're in the digital age, but it's like I'm not putting on no virtual reality goggles when it's a whole world outside that like literally needs to be saved. And hello everyone, welcome back to my channel for anyone who's returning, and welcome for anyone who is new. My name is Michelle, and today's video is just me checking in. I haven't been so consistent, I feel like, the last month of my YouTube journey, and I haven't been as strong as I wanted to, and that's really been because I was just not like mentally strong enough to deal with like not drinking alcohol, but also like eating healthy. And I know in one of my videos before I mentioned I would. So just making that transition out of the mindset that I have to be perfect and I have to be on, and also getting out of the mindset of convincing myself that I'm not strong enough. I definitely am, and it's definitely been really tough just to kind of navigate my different relationships with people, because I'm like, not only was I like a alcoholic, but I also was definitely a social drinker. And I feel like when you are someone who socially drinks, then people always want you around because they know this person is going to show up, they're going to bring alcohol, they're going to buy alcohol, whatever. And I feel like since I haven't been drinking, I haven't really been seeing anyone. But also, like, I feel like in the past when I brought it up to people, they just kind of dismissed it, and I just also caved in. Not to say it's anyone's fault, but it's just like, I feel you need to know when you have to step away for yourself. So I really didn't want my video to be about me and not drinking. I have been sober of alcohol for 40 days so far, so that's good. But I just kind of wanted to check in because I feel like the world is like going through. All right, I live literally on a street, so people tend to speed on it even though it's a small street. But it just feels like the only thing I've seen online recently is how JADA and Will's marriage is in shambles, and JADA is a narcissist, and Will, he just wanted to defend someone. And then you have Chris Rock, who, you know, people felt like was wrong for even making a joke. You know what I'm saying? There are so many different perspectives that people have. But then I also see this ongoing battle between black men and women that people love to stir up every time, you know, people talk about, I don't know, I guess heterosexual relationships, if that makes sense. I feel like the main focus for a lot of people, and maybe it's like a human thing, but everyone is just so focused on wealth and money, and everyone is focused on sex. But what about everything else in between? I feel like there are so many other aspects of life, but all we see on TV is people dying, people having sex, people partying, and that's about it. I am not saying that we should just forget the world's problems. We definitely shouldn't. But what's funny to me is how much time we as a society spend online on the most senseless things when the world is like burning around us. So when I say that the world is burning around us, for me personally, I think that in order for the world to thrive, we have to address the mental health issues that are prevalent in a lot of our communities and in society. I feel like America is the foster child for performative behavior. And by that, I mean, we are literally a country that was founded off of hatred. And to be in the aftermath of that and the hatred persists in so many subtle ways is absolutely ridiculous. It just blows my mind, and I really think that I didn't process the Will and Chris Rock and Jada situation like other people did. And I don't know if it's because I study psychology, but it's just like I like to think of every little aspect, every little detail, right? And it just doesn't add up. So you mean to tell me a country where people can get away with murdering Black people just because they were taught inherently and very subtly, even if it for everyone it wasn't subtle. A lot of people don't even understand how they continue to promote racism, but they need to educate themselves. I'm not about to do it in this video. If you have privilege, then you know that you need to use it, or you need to not use it and use it as a point of what needs to change. Okay, so the floor in my apartment is not level, so I'm sorry about that. But moving back to my point on society before I get into my Will, Chris, and Jada input that I want to give. I find it interesting that Black people as a whole, we are expected to be so much. There are so many expectations that are on us, whether it be good or bad, before we even get here. So when you think about the expectations your Black family has when you come from like, I don't even want to say low income, because I feel like no matter how much money you have as a Black person, your family, your parents, whoever, there's some type of responsibility, some type of duty, some type of like goal that I feel like we easily all get assigned. Like, people already make up a role for you, like other adults in your life. And I've had people try to tell me what I should be doing, what they think I should be doing. And listening to that, I ended up back where I really wanted to be. So I think that when you take that, and then you also take in how, as a Black person, when you step out the house, you never know what your day will be like. You don't know if you'll get mistaken for someone else by the police, or depending on where you live in your neighborhood. Not even to say it as if Black people can be, obviously racist towards one another, but people love to say Black on Black crime, and I truly don't believe in that, because no one speaks about other groups of people killing each other. I really could go into more details, and I will be going into more details about how the social things that happen, to us, how it affects our mental health, and how it contributes to, I feel like just the direction we want to go. When you take in all this information all day, every day, it's like any habit you keep, it kind of shapes your brain. And so I haven't been online, and I feel like I don't look so tired, but today is my Friday. I'm almost, I'm about to take some days off of work for my birthday, but I don't know, it's just so crazy to me to think that everything that we currently do in American society is to live up to standards that a group of set. And when they made those standards on how other white people should live, other races weren't included. But one thing that remains the same, especially in American culture, is if you don't assimilate, people don't appreciate. Say it with me. If you don't assimilate, people don't appreciate. And what I mean by that is, for example, if I was to comb my locks out and go back to having wigs on, my wigs were chewed up, I told y'all. I don't know, if I just didn't embrace my natural hair, period, I covered it up with braids, I did this, I did that, or when I got around a certain group of people, I just started talking about how uncomfortable I am being, no, none of that. I'm just playing, but in all seriousness, what I mean by if you don't assimilate, they don't appreciate is, with Black people, we are expected to just know things. I feel like when you are Black, people look at you, and if, let's see, if it's a light bulb that's broken, they'll be like, oh, well, Michelle can maybe figure it out. She's clever, she's smart. All these people here, and you gonna pick me because I'm Black? No. No. What skills do other groups of people have? Let's highlight that. Let's not only talk about how violence can all of a sudden be so bad, so heinous, but literally the people who are saying it are responsible. I don't watch the Oscars, the Grammys, the BET Awards. I do not watch the award shows, the VMAs. I will look, I feel like I will look on Instagram to see what they wear at Met Gala because it's always a laugh. But I don't look at those award shows, especially the ones that were created by wealthy white people. And I say that because there's not going, I feel like most of the times Black people are not counted in a category. But if publicly your name isn't smeared, quote unquote, you are seen as like acceptable, perfect. Whereas there can be non-Black people who are violent, who are racist. And let me tell you something, words are violent. And when you are someone that is racist, your words are violent. So when you think about when people record the Karens and they start pretending like they're being attacked, knowing that people are going to be scared for them because they're a white person being attacked by a Black person. I don't think it was fair for Hollywood to make a decision on ethics. It's also not fair for us to hold ourselves to standards that we will never measure up to, because I've seen so much happen at different award shows. I've seen sexual assault happen plenty of times by people who even commented on Will Smith and how they were traumatized and how it was violent. But it's like, was it really, did it make you uncomfortable that he hurt another person who you felt didn't deserve to be hurt? I definitely feel like no one deserves to be hurt, but it's almost like, to me, it's a joke for everyone to kind of inflate this whole situation because it's two Black men, when I've seen so much worse things come from non-Black people. And it makes me even more angry at how I wish like Black people had a separate space where we can work out all of the generational things that stem from having, you know, just from slavery or from segregation, and how, like, my grandmother passed 2020, but she told me stories about segregation and how there will be groups of white people trying to tip the bus over because black people was on it. Like, she just died in 2020. So I don't understand how everyone seems to feel that the same group of people who were alive in the 1960s, like, they weren't raising children. Those children are now grown, and a lot of them are in positions of power. Like, we really have to start digging deeper. It can't just be, I don't know if Jada is a narcissist, so I'm not going to comment on that. But if she was a white woman, no one would have said a thing. If she was any other race of woman but a black woman, no one would have even thought about worrying about if she was a narcissist or not. As far as, like, Chris Rock, I looked at it at the perspective of mental health, because I do understand he's a comedian. I do understand that he definitely, listen, I met him, and I will find a photo and I'll just clip it here. Me and my friends met him, and he did not want to take a photo with us, but he was with his children, so I understand. I really can't be upset at that. I don't know him, so I can never speak to the true character of any of these people involved. But what I can speak to is the groups of people, the crowds of people that want to judge everyone that is involved from every single aspect. And I think it's totally unfair how people still will demonize black pain and turn it into memes, turn it into conspiracy theories, turn it into jokes, when we all know that black women are literally the most disrespected people. And let's talk about who wrote the joke. Who wrote the script? Can we find out who wrote the script? What color they were, what gender they were, what their knowledge and background is. Because, and I'm sorry that I skipped over on the Chris Rock thing. For him, I found it interesting that he had been diagnosed with autism. And I find it, people to think about that. I feel like sometimes, and I don't know the name of what he was diagnosed with, but I do think it's important for a lot of people to understand that there are so many ways in which you can see how black people are failed, and how even black people with money are not above the disrespect and the demonizing and the judgment and the critique and everything else. Black people's pain are always put on display, whether they have money or not. More so, you'll find that there are so many other people that have done things that people simply just won't even address or acknowledge or bring up because they're not black. So for me, I'm not judging Chris Rock on his joke, because he was there reading. And if you think about just the whole point of reading a script and not processing in enough time, I feel like a lot of people don't have the cues to process things. Even if, like, for me, I don't know, because his joke had layers. So I'm the type of person where I'll make a joke that, like, it's funny if you know, like, the history of it. But see, for me, nothing is a coincidence in Hollywood, so I don't know. But I don't know. Everyone is saying that it's an abusive relationship, and, you know, I feel like no one should have got slapped, but it's easy for me to say that. I feel like a lot of people are pushed to a point, and no one talks about, like, the vile, disgusting things that people have to read about themselves everywhere. So imagine being Will and Jada and, you know, having a platform where you do share things about yourself because you want to teach people about healing. And I think that people often mirror, or I don't even want to say mirror, but people kind of deflect, if that makes sense. So like the shame that they think another person should feel, they'll try to make them feel it, whereas this person may not even have processed it as something that they need to feel bad for. And let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of the performative society that we live in. When someone has your phone number, right? And they also have you on Instagram or social media. When they want to ask you something that they're saying they find important, alright, so let me get back to my point on performative society so I can wrap this video up, because now that it's a little nice outside, my neighbors are not gonna pull off. They're just probably gonna sit there for a little bit or drive back and forth. But what I mean about us living in a performative society is the simple fact that when someone dies, I find it interesting that people will have someone's phone number. Damn, they'll have your email address. They will have everything. And they'll just post on your page instead of directly reaching out to you. Right? And to me, that's a great example of the performative society that we live in, because I had people who, you know, like for example, my brother, I was living with two of my brothers back in, well, they were living with me back in 2016, and one of my brothers, he got killed. And I remember so many people actually, you know, reaching out to me online, whereas they had my number. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could have actually sent me a real message that meant, hey, I'm checking in, not no rest in peace under an Instagram post. And I don't know if it's just because I was raised by a lot of older people, but for me, I find like how people literally will not talk to you, will not care about your well-being, will not do anything. But the second you post something where they feel like you are gaining some type of success, whatever, they want to share that. They want to share, you know what I'm saying? People don't really want to care about you, but they want to stay connected enough so that they can benefit from whatever they want and whatever you have that they can benefit from. I think that everyone could use time to be offline and to just get outside and just connect with people. I feel like we're moving towards this like digital age. Like seriously, people say we're in the digital age, but it's like I'm not putting on no virtual reality goggles when it's a whole world outside that like literally needs to be saved. And I feel like everyone is just sitting around waiting for the world to end and hoping that they at least get to reminisce on it. And it's like, why reminisce when we can actually work on saving it? So it's just like, y'all need to make up your damn mind. But yeah, that was all. I didn't have much to say in this video. I just wanted to let some things out. My birthday is on Friday, April 15th, so I will do my best to vlog. I broke my tripod that I was gonna take, but hopefully I can convince my girlfriend to get me a new one. I will have something nice planned for my Friday video, so that'll go up on my birthday, and then I guess whatever I vlog I will post on Monday. I hope that you enjoyed my video and my not so organized hot takes, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.